my memory?
Well, that's an herb that has been shown to be useful in the treatment of some problems of depression, and there are other herbal strategies. But if you rely on that alone, again, it's an allopathic approach. It's not treating the cause. You really need to treat the cause. And so many people nowadays eating 200 pounds of GMO-infested foods that are massively decreasing your body's microbiome to produce this really important amino acid, tryptophan, that gets converted to serotonin, then you're really behind the eight ball. It's really difficult to catch up because 90% of the serotonin that's produced is produced in your gut.
Sure. So it's falling into the same trap as
it's simple basics, you know. And if you apply those basics, you're gonna improve the risk of almost every single chronic degenerative disease, and all these weird ones like progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy and things that you get. You know, there's like 6 cases in the world. This is a strategy that is done as a foundation to jumpstart and catalyze your body's ability to heal.
All right. Well, Dr. Mercola, I appreciate all your time today. I want to have you back up in the near future. I want to read your book and then carry it at InfoWarsStore.com.
Okay, we'll make sure that happens.
You bet. But EverlessHealing.com.
You're doing a great job. Really appreciate everything you're doing.
Let me ask you this in closing. I mean, I'm not trying to hype this up and be a cheerleader here because I've been pessimistic, but I'm seeing how big is it to have McDonald's basically going into a death spiral? How big is it to have them capitulating and saying they'll take a bunch of crap out? How big is it to every day Dreyer's ice cream, major cereal makers, you name it, pulling garbage out while they counterattack and try to bring in regulations on media to shut us up?
I think it's important. And I don't know if you saw, you probably did see it earlier this week, that they reported that diet sodas are down 6%.
It's huge.
6%. I did the numbers on that. If you type in aspartame, our link comes up number 2 in the world. So we've been, you know what that translates to in a loss? I did the numbers. That they've lost $10 billion with a B just from that 6% drop. So we're making a difference. We're absolutely making a difference. People are reading the information, they're applying it, they're understanding it, and you know it's great that McDonald's is also in a downward spiral. They're having to capitulate. They're now putting in 2 or 3 years, I believe, they made a commitment to only have chickens that are only fed that were not given any antibiotics that were human grade antibiotics. So it's not the best thing, but it's certainly a major step in the right direction.
Sure. Well, I remember hearing you 20 years ago talk about it, another guest. How diet sodas actually make you fat. And now that's even ABC News, NBC News. We've always known. I mean, Dr. Blaylock would call on my show 20 years ago.
You know how they do it? You may not realize this. They mess up your gut microbiome. That's the strat. That's how it works. And it has this incredible dependency upon your weight control.
Well, Dr. Blaylock also says, as a brain surgeon looking at it, that it causes an excitotoxin effect, so that it actually makes you hungrier somehow because of what the aspartame does.
Yeah, it's definitely decided. There's many components to it, but the bottom line, any large study that looks at this will come to one conclusion, one conclusion only. People who drink diet soda are heavier, or diet anything, gain more weight than people.
I always see the fattest people, the self-propelled stomachs, and I feel sorry for them because I've gotten really fat and lost most of it. I see the self-propelled stomachs out there, and they always have a diet soda in their hand, almost always.
Yeah, that's sad. But we're making, again, diet soda is reported by this week down 6%. That's a great direction. 6% in 1 year.
That's a nosedive. Well, listen, Dr. Mercola, thank you so much for your time. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate all your help.
Thank you. That guy is a legend, ladies and gentlemen. You talk about having a huge effect. He pioneered exposing the grains, the gluten. I mean, that guy's changed our world. It's just amazing to have people like that on this show. I'm so honored to have Dr. Mercola on the broadcast, Mercola.com. Get his book. I'm going to get it. In fact, tell Weldon Henson in our bookstore department, I want to get that book. I want to carry that book. I want to push that book. And folks can then buy it from us and support us as well. Support yourselves. I'm going to go to break. Come back, take calls from Spencer, Dave, Chad, Julio, Todd, and others. I'll try to get to everybody in the 2 short segments. We'll have one final segment and then the overdrive segment. And I'm going to go talk to Nico. I keep forgetting to ask Nico because I wanted to get him on last week, but I know he was busy. How are we doing on getting strategic relocation author Joel Skousen on?
He was traveling. I'm going to get back with him.
Okay, good. I want to just stay on that and nail him down because I want to get his take on what's happening with these military drills and all the rest of it, and his take on the Russia situation and more. Thank you, Nico Acosta. Before I expand on that, this headset, just so everybody knows, has a short and is going out. So we'll need to retire it today. Thank you. I just say stuff when I'm live because I'll forget after I go to break, and so I just need to get it out then. That's why you pretty much see behind the scenes here on air. 30% off on DNA Force, the most high-quality nutraceutical we come out with to just clean out your cells, supercharge your body. The Bio PQQ, the CoQ10, super high levels, organic type. I think they were saying it's the equivalent, like 2 pills of this is like 50 boxes of blueberries or something. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's redonkulous. The stuff in here that basically is better than vitamin C. It's the equivalent of like a truckload of vitamin C or something. I mean, it's just insane. It's what the Japanese are all into. InfoWarsLife.com. Last chance to save 30%. That ends today. It'll end tomorrow morning. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. And we are selling out of the Winter Sun Vitamin D3 Organic. That'll be sold out for a few weeks. InfoWarsLife.com. Thanks for the support.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Hey, Boomer! I learned in school today that 60% of our bodies are made of water. Good thing we have the Berkey system. It's the cleanest, best water ever. Mom says it's because the Berkey's filtration system cleans out the bad stuff and leaves only pure, delicious water. I know, right? You love it too. Yeah, I'm thirsty too. Let's go get some. Get Berkey Clean Water by calling 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653. Or visit GoBerkey.com.
Hi, folks. Alex Jones here with some important information. I want to tell you about Matt Redhawk and his team of patriots over at My Patriot Supply. Several years ago, Matt was sitting in his 2-bedroom apartment, frustrated with the direction this country was headed and the charlatans willing to sell us out for a quick buck. Deciding to take action, a company run by patriots for patriots was born. My Patriot Supply has never taken a loan or accepted outside funding. They now operate 2 distribution facilities and employ over 50 hardworking American men and women. It is rare to find companies who practice what they preach. And that's why I stock my pantry with high-quality storable foods from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Alex today for special offers on emergency food storage, or call their preparedness specialist at 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Do business with someone who shares your values. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex.
Last year, in the Nevada desert, one family took a stand for freedom. Numanna Food Storage was the first and only company to support the rights of the Bundys. While others stood down, Numanna took donations and provided storable foods to the men at Bunkerville. Founded by patriots who believe in liberty, Numanna Food Storage is GMO-free, great-tasting, and easy to prepare. Food is freedom. Buy Numanna today at PowerPrepper.com. Numanna Food Storage you'll love to eat at PowerPrepper.com.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
I covered a lot of the news today, but there's a lot of it I didn't get to. I mean, whoa. Infowars.com story. Supreme Court affirms ruling that displaying U.S. flag is disruptive. It's politically incorrect, and basically says that if you're wearing an American flag, they can basically ban it because it's disruptive to the illegal aliens. So there you go. Only in America. That's up on Infowars.com. This is the divide and conquer. That's the tolerance. Saudis committing war crimes in Yemen as war on the Shia continues. Supreme Court affirms ruling. Again, what I just mentioned. Judge bans Constitution in Ohio. Last one, defendant cites First Amendment and freedom of speech case. Just amazing how far we've fallen. Infowars.com. But the good news is the word is getting out. People are starting to listen. The worm is starting to turn. All right, who's been holding the longest here? Chad in Washington. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Alex. Your last guest, what he had to say was great and all. I guess the only thing I'd want to add to that is we can all do our best to stay away from GMO and all the processed foods, but we can't stay away from all the geoengineering and spraying the particles in the sky. And I just want to know where you think they're really going with that. And
well, there's a bunch of different secret programs to change the atmosphere to manipulate populations. They admit the programs are going on. It's just that they won't release the specifics. That's what I mean. We're living in a Twilight Zone episode. They put chemicals in the water to manipulate our brains and write books admitting it. I don't know where it's all going. I mean, I know that NASA reports the Earth was 20% darker 15 years ago. Now they say it's 30% darker. I mean, this is advanced. I mean, and notice it doesn't matter who's in office globally, just the same policies move forward. It is a long-term strategic plan that's done incrementally. God bless you, Chad. Julio in Wyoming, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Well, top of the morning or top of the afternoon, Alex, you know, it's been interesting living out in Wyoming since June of last summer, since I moved from Chicago. And a lot of people joke, the locals I've spoken to, I'm about 3 hours from Yellowstone, which is kind of a short drive in Wyoming terms. People joke about the large influx of Russian immigrants that live in and around Teton County, which is where Yellowstone National Park and the Grand Tetons are located. I've been doing some research. I'm actually getting set to move to Cheyenne, the state capital, where Warren Air Force Base is. And during this last hour, I was doing some research. I came across a couple interesting things. One recently, a few moments ago, it was a report of investigation conducting Major General Michael Carey, is his name. It was a report done in October 2013, and it gets into how this Major General, he was the commander of the 20th Air Force Base at Warren Air Force Base.
Okay, what did he say? Because we're almost out of time.
Yeah, basically, he kind of went covert and was speaking to the Russians about Yellowstone National Park. I'm getting ready to read through this, but you know, it's quite fascinating. I'll put it to you this way. If the Russians wouldn't say this about attacking Yellowstone if things weren't getting really serious behind the scenes, stuff that even corporate media won't even discuss. That's just my take, really. The Russians wouldn't say that if things weren't to a pressure point. The globalists are really putting us right in the edge of the cliff here, Alex.
Well, Julio is a reporter in his own right, working in radio. He's been a caller for years, even filed some reports for us. Write a report up for us specifically on what the general said and what's going on. But, yeah, you just joined us. The article's on Infowars.com. They have Russian analysts who has the ear of Putin saying, you know, launch sleeper cells with nukes to detonate them on the San Andreas Fault and the supervolcano to take the U.S. out before they take Russia out. And it's just a dangerous escalation in the situation. But it doesn't matter because the globalists are invincible. That's at least what they think. Of course, they're not. We're going to go to break and come back in 70 seconds for Internet listeners, Infowars.com/show. Nightly News Tonight, 7 o'clock Central. God bless you all.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network.
Infowars Life and InfowarsLife.com is extremely excited to announce our latest release, Winter Sun, a revolutionary type of vitamin D3. Winter Sun is a premium quality vitamin D3 nutritional supplement. It is produced by extracting oil from healthy, nutrient-dense plants known as lichens. Every batch is analyzed for purity and D3 content. It's completely free of toxins and allergens. Simply put, if you want the best at an extremely low price, this is it. Winter Sun is the result of our pursuit of the best source of vitamin D3. The research and development took over 2 years, but the result, as verified by independent laboratories, is the best vegan vitamin D3 product in the world. Read the facts at InfoWarsLife.com about Winter Sun Vitamin D3. Not only does vitamin D3 promote a healthy mood, but vitamin D supports our memory and brain function, something the globalists are targeting. Visit InfoWars.com today or call 888-253-3139.